Yeah. Yeah, Kobbie. You're back. You're back now. Kobbie Mainoo, we've been needing it. The fans have been needing it. We've been believing it. And tonight, Kobbie Mainoo, you've been the difference tonight, man. Manchester United have beaten Bucharest and progress into the knockouts of the Europa League. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. But this is Kobbie, man. He needed this performance. And he delivered a goal and an assist. Important away win. Clean sheet as well. Perfect. Just what the doctor ordered, man. Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, going through to the knockouts. We can focus on the Premier League now. But tonight, it was Kobbie. And also, I'm going to shout out Garnacho as well. Because that's a big win. Going away 2-0 to a tough, hostile crowd where you know that it can get gritty and nitty sometimes, when you can go 1-0 down, concede, atmosphere can change. It can become nasty. We've seen it in the Champions League. We've seen it across the Europa League. We've seen it over the years. These games can never be taken for granted. It's about going there, being professional, doing the business. And that's what Manchester United have done. And I'm happy, man. I'm happy to see us go through and qualify in the way we had. And I'm glad to see some players performing. I feel like it was players that needed it as well, like Kobbie, like Garnacho, who's linked with a move away. You know, Dalot getting a goal, which was big because this year he's just been under the weather. He's not been performing. He's not been suited as a wing back. So this is big, you know, in terms of the confidence and hopefully what it can do going forward. The thing about this is that I'm hoping now this can be a momentum shifter, because we get a performance out of the players, then we go and lose, then we go and draw. But now, has Ruben Amorim mastered it? Let's talk about the goals first of all, and then we'll talk about that. Because guys, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe. But first of all, is Kobbie in the 10. Is this now the solution? Is this now the way forward? People have been saying about Kobbie Mainoo playing in the 10, and I've been one of them people that have said no. I said, I don't know if we can use that consistently. I think he can play there sometimes. We saw a little cameo against Fulham last week. But maybe because he hasn't got the legs to play in the pivot and do the up and down thing, is this the way we can get the best out of Kobbie and use him further forward? Look at the goal he scored last year. If anyone remembers the goal when he sort of announced himself as a Man United player, playing in sort of the left channel against Wolves, the little shimmy, the little jinky-majinky, and he put the ball into the bottom corner in the 97th minute or whatever it was. That was brilliant. And it's like them sort of areas are where you want to see Kobbie. Against Fulham, you saw the disallowed goal for Ahmad. It was Kobbie in them little sort of areas again on that left side. The Paul Pogba type of feel. You know, when Pogba used to play on that sort of left side? That's how it felt with Mainoo there. And I'm thinking, do you know what? We know he's technically gifted. We know he's a very good footballer. We know he's got the IQ, which is some of the players lack at Manchester United. If he plays in the pivot, we're showing more of his deficiencies in his game because he hasn't got the legs to really get up the pitch, you know, the energetic style, the box to box. But we know he's got the guile. We know he's got the little creativity. We know he's got the IQ. We know he's got a little eye for a pass. He can play through the needle. He's got intelligence. He can finish as well. He has got a shot on him. We've seen a few goals from him already. Maybe getting the best out of Kobbie will now be in the advanced role. And I'm all for seeing it. Because when you've got someone on the pitch as talented as Kobbie, get him on the pitch. Find a way. And maybe Ruben Amorim has now found a way with Kobbie Mainoo in the 10. Bruno and Agate playing deeper. Bruno's got a bit more legs. Agate's got that sort of, you know, win the ball back feel, that energy. We know what he's about. Maybe Bruno, you come back here. Kobbie, you go there. Give us a bit more better decision making, maybe over Bruno at times. We know can be erratic. Give us a bit more control. Ooze it through. So maybe that can be the way. And yeah, Kobbie, man, I'm really happy for him because I think he's had a hard season so far. He didn't really, you know, have a full on. He doesn't feel like he's been fully fit. He's had the injuries, the preseason niggles, and then a bit in and out the side under Amorim. He hasn't fully found his feet. And I know he can be better than what he's performing. Put it that way. You know, he was potentially linked with a move away earlier in the window because of the PSR and stuff like that. But there's no way we're letting go of Kobbie. No way. Fans would go mental. So yes, Kobbie will stay at the club, and I think now we need to just play him in this advanced role and see how it goes. What's the worst that can happen? Kobbie doesn't work out in the advanced role, but we all know he's a good footballer anyway. I'd rather see him there than playing in the pivot, which we've seen has not fully worked. So try him in the 10. Because tonight he got the assist for the first goal. A nice little work, little cushion header there from Eriksson, and a first-time pass across the box for Diogo Dalot. That was an assist for Kobbie right there. And a player in Dalot that's needed it, because Dalot has not been playing great. Last year he was good. First year of Ten Hag he was good. But Dalot's been poor this year. Not really worked as a wing back. I don't like him on really the left side cutting in, and I don't really think he's a great right wing back either. I think he's someone that can be a squad option now, and he has come under fire, even from me personally. But at the end of the day, I'm a Man United fan, and I want to see these Man United players do well. And Dalot tonight, you can see the goal meant a lot to him. Doesn't matter who it is, Bucharest, Fulham, whoever it is. He might play Brentford, Carabao Cup, Exeter, Luton's, whatever it is. When you score a goal, it's good to see that it means a lot to you, because you can see that he's probably been going through it mentally himself, and he wanted that to get Man United firstly ahead in the game because it was the second half, but two for himself because he's been a bit underperforming. So yeah, man, that was a big moment for Dalot. I'm hoping he can sort of go forward with that now, because there's going to be competition for places. You got Dorgu coming in, who's going to be a natural left wing back. He's going to be playing. Then who is it going to be on the other side? Is it going to be Ahmad? Is it going to be Dalot? Is it going to be Mazraoui? All of a sudden you're thinking, okay, we've got a bit of options here. We've got a bit of flavour. So I'm excited to see Dorgu come in, but Dalot, good goal, left wing back. He can be the deputy for Dorgu. That's fine, not a problem. But hopefully he can kick on from there. But again, Kobbie with the assist. And then the goal. I'm going to now bring in Garnacho into this conversation, because Garnacho's been linked with a move away, as we've seen, to Chelsea, to Napoli. But since all these talks, he's got his head down. He's working hard. He's trying. I know his technical ability sometimes lets him down in his decision-making. Look, I'm one of the first to moan about it, and I don't think Garnacho really suits this system, if I'm totally honest. However, I'm never going to begrudge a player that has got his head down, not kicking up a fuss, linked with a move away. He's not talking about it. He's just getting his head down and playing for Amorim, playing for Man United, wants us to win games. He's trying. I can't fault that. There's nothing about his dedication and commitment I can fault. Yeah, I think his decision-making could be better. Yeah, I don't think he's the best winger. Yeah, I don't think he's the best 10. And I'll be happy to take 60 million and move. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm happy to take 60 million and move if we got a replacement. But if he's going to stay and he's going to play, at least, put in 100%, which he's doing. Make the right decisions. Tonight, the 1-2 for the second goal. The 1-2 with Kobbie in the middle, plays it out wide to Garnacho. Garnacho sometimes go down on that left-hand side and he'll try and lash a shot across, or he'll fizz a ball across the box, but it's into no man's land. And you're like, come on, get your head up, make the right decision. Well, today he did that. Squares it for Kobbie, and a great one-time finish. Side foot caressed into the bottom corner. The young Man United link-up, the youth team link-up. It's like they knew, they're telepathic. Get down the byline, cut it back, boom. It was like that's a training ground move, but also a connection between Kobbie and Garnacho. And I'm glad to see Garnacho. He had a couple chances tonight that he could have scored. Yes, he should have scored, but at least he's getting himself in them positions. And if he can master the finishing and just getting the out and getting that decision-making right, he's an output type of player. He's a type of player that can get output, 10 goals in the league easily per season. Like, he's that type of player. He just needs to brush up on a few things, and I'm hoping that Amorim can coach him to improve if he's going to stay. But let's see what happens. But Amorim, that's what we talked. We touched on Garnacho, we touched on Kobbie, we touched on Dalot, Ruben Amorim, the half-time changes. Let's just end it with a bit of salt on Amorim. Beautiful. Ahmad coming on, Garnacho coming on, putting Ahmad wing back, Kobbie into the 10, Garnacho in the 10, Bruno back a little bit. We looked a bit more fluid. Like, they looked like they was enjoying themselves, especially in that second half. It just looked better. It just looked like, okay, we're actually a bit we're more fun to watch. We've been putting people to sleep. We've been boring. Now I'm like, okay, we could score here. Okay, what's going to happen next? It gave us a bit more something. And I know it's only 45 minutes and you don't want to get too excited on it, but it was something that we can build on. And now this is on Ruben Amorim to build on it. As a coach, you've made the right decisions at halftime. You've brought on the 2 players that have changed the game and made an impact. You've got Kobbie in a more advanced role. You've done something a bit different than what you've been doing in the last couple of months that you've been in here, and it's worked. You've gone to a hostile crowd, away from home, qualify for the Europa League naturally in the top 8. Now we've got Palace on the weekend. What are you going to do, Amorim? The decision is now yours. We're going to be watching as Man United fans to see what you do, because we've seen that you've come across something and it's worked. I'm happy to see Bruno deep with Agate, Kobbie and Garnacho in the 10, Ahmad wingback. Run it. Run it. The only thing I would say is swap Højlund and put Xerxes in. We don't need to see Højlund. I'm done with that guy. Just not getting better, just regressing. So I don't really want to talk on Højlund because I feel like it's a positive night. I want to be uplifting about Man United and hopefully go into the game against Palace feeling a bit more confident and that we can do something. So let's see what happens. But Amorim, you might have stumbled across something and it could be one of the solutions. Sometimes you do that as a coach. You try something and you say like a free hit, kind of, you're technically already through. Let's see what can happen. And it was probably one of the better halves we've watched as Man United fans in a while. So let's see if he sticks with it. But a big win for Man United, 2-0 away at Bucharest, Europa League campaign done in the group. Now on to the knockouts and on to Crystal Palace Sunday. But Kobbie in the 10 could be the way. Garnacho keeps working hard and getting his head down. Dalot with a big goal for his own confidence and a clean sheet. And United progress. A lovely way to head into the weekend. Guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you get your comments in, subscribe, all of that. Kobbie, you are back.